Hey everyone, welcome back to the Energy Healing Lifestyle Journal. Again, I am your host, Robin Knott, and this is Self Care Challenge Day 1, coming back around 49 days to self care, right? So today we're talking about self awareness, our beliefs that are rooted in our root chakra, and a little addition for this season pray. So, pray is an acronym: protect, release, and appreciate. But literally, like, it just dropped in this morning. I was like, how cool is that? So that's part of our homework, right? Really. I was thinking that that statement of pray in the morning and pray before you go to bed. Protect your energy every morning, every night. Release what isn't yours every morning, every night. And appreciate the moment, the present, the now, right? Every morning, every night. I love that. So that's now an add on to our self care challenge homework and 3 steps in the masterclass. So I also updated the link in the description so that you can jump on that masterclass if you just heard that and thought, how do I protect my energy? I get overwhelmed. So empaths, empathic healers, light workers, helpers, whatever label you give yourself, right? Or title or role that you step into that you see for you. If you find that you get overwhelmed or drained or that you have a difficult time even just determining what's yours and what isn't, let alone how to release it or protect yourself from all the energy around you, definitely want to sign up. It's brand new, just so you know, I'm being transparent, but the link is there. It's free. Come join me. So, again, that self awareness, really literally looking within, right? Being aware of ourselves in mind, body, and spirit. So check in with yourself. What kind of thoughts are you thinking? Journaling is a great process. So when I first started journaling, I didn't really have any guide or how to or super focus. It was more like an ability to rant and rave, just saying what it was, right? So I'd get my notebook and pen and paper because in the day when I got started, computers weren't in my world just yet. Dating myself, but hey, it's all right. I don't mind. So I would write and write and write, or they were coming out, but I didn't do a whole lot on the computer. I used the notebook. So I would just write what I was thinking, right? And it was like my vent session. But it was really interesting because after it allowed me to get it out, for one, the actual process of writing, like pen and paper, my hand can't keep up with my mind. So it kind of forced my mind to slow down, which in itself is a challenge when your mind is just on race mode, right? Literally, like thoughts are racing. But again, that's a great tool. It can be frustrating sometimes, and sometimes I forget one of those things that were spinning around in there, but that not realizing that was actually okay. I didn't actually need that piece that was just on autopilot, that spiral down moment. But writing it out slowed down my thoughts. And then after I got it out and I waited like a week or sometimes longer, I would go back and read it. And it's so funny the difference of perspective was for me, anyways. Sometimes if I read it too soon, like if I was still in it, then I totally got it, like made sense. And sometimes it just, ticked me off more or whatever, fed more of the same energy. But after I gave some space in between, kind of like how we talk about practicing a pause, and then I came back to it and reviewed it, I was like, what? What? Like, what was I thinking? What did I even mean by that? Where did that come from? Like, sometimes for me, I felt like I sound like a crazy lady. Excuse me. But it gave me such awareness to see how those automatic thoughts, what they were doing in my head, to be able to put them down on that piece of paper. Again, we have more technology that we can use. There's something called a Penzu app or other journaling apps, or you can just use like a doc on a computer and type away if you're good at typing. Still got to be able to type as fast or to keep up with your brain, or slow your brain down so you can get the words out, right? Or we can also speak it out. We can speak it. I was so floored to find out that you could speak to Google Docs and Microsoft Word and it would type for you. That's how much I pay attention to some things if I'm not using it, right? It's like, what? Or you could use YouTube, right? Put your videos on private or use StreamYard and don't share it or delete it when you're done. Well, don't delete it right away if you want to go back and reflect. But it's very interesting to hear it or see it, just observe it from a different lens when you're not in that moment or hamster wheel of thoughts, right? Something to consider. Again, why we hop on, part of our self-care is increasing our self-awareness. So not just in one way, but in many, right? So there's one for the mind that we can try. So some homework, do some journaling. For our body, literally check in with your body. So just put your focus on, you can either start at your feet or the top of your head and just see what you feel. Move around, right? Literally, just with your own focus, just kind of scan where you are. Do you feel any tensions? I still feel tension in my jaw. Feel any tension? A little bit in the shoulders. Move all the way down. Do you tension, pain, tingles? My hands tingle. All the way down to your legs and your feet. Like literally check in with the physical body and ask it, like, what's going on? What do you need? What do you need from me? Sometimes we just need a break. Get outside and get in the fresh air. Like right now, it's beautiful outside. The weather is changing in Ohio. It's not going to be this nice out for much longer. Like by the weekend, I think it's supposed to be pretty chilly. Chilly for me anyways. 50s is chilly. Fahrenheit. Just saying. But check in with your body, see what you notice, and just listen, right? Listen to what it's telling you. If you're not sure, that's okay. Kind of play around with it a little bit. It's not about criticizing or blame, shame, or guilt, right? It's just about checking in with ourselves and taking care of ourselves. If you do energy healing or chakra scans, right? Energy scan the chakras, you can do that as well. Just let your hand hover and see what you feel. Check in. So mind, body, and spirit. That one was huge for me. So I'm in a group with Iona Mead, right? It's the YouTubers, podcast, and partnerships. I'm probably going to butcher the whole name of the group, but that in short is what it is. It's for YouTubers, podcasters, partnerships is for us to come together and networking. Sorry, Iona. Um, but in there, she asked us to introduce ourselves, right? So it's kind of a joke that we share that when I first met Iona, excuse me, in a different group, and I intended to be a lurker in that group, just kind of watch and learn, right? Just watch and learn. Had a visibility challenge. So get on camera, do a video, and share it in the group to introduce yourself, and then kind of scratching the surface of our spiritual awakening story because part of the book, right? The Soul Legacy Journal, Spiritual Awakening Stories of 365. And it's co-authoring and wanted to co-author, planned to co-author, now co-authoring in this book. So I'm like, oh man, I was terrified to get on camera and do this visibility challenge. Oh man. But I did it. I did it. So I'm actually in search of trying to find that video again because it came up. I just wanted to compare because I just did a different visibility challenge video in this current group and, the energy and the focus and so much over the past 2 years of our journey has come and changed and however. So really wanted to be able to compare those two. So I'm still going to try to find the first one. Anyways, as I was sharing in that group, I shared a little bit more, another layer of my spiritual awakening story. And I was like, wow, things are really clicking in even deeper and really seeing, like she said, where my movement comes from. And I absolutely agree. Some of it I wasn't even seeing myself, right? So you guys, if you've been following along on these daily videos, you know that I talk about or have talked about and mentioned the Johari window. So there's 4 quadrants, four, 4 quadrants, you can see that in the Johari window. And it talks about what our self-awareness, what we see, what we know about ourselves, what we're actually aware of. We think we know everything about ourselves, but guess what? We don't. We have a subconscious mind, we have an energy body, and it's not always in our conscious awareness. So the part of us that we are actually aware of, the part of us that's like hidden that we're not aware of, things that other people see in us, and then things that are like hidden from everybody, right? Or things that are hidden from others. There's things that we share, things that we hide purposely, like knowingly, and then there's things we just miss. We just don't see it. And it reminds me of that saying that some people say, in that positive, when someone supports another, is supportive or cheers on another, and like you saw something in me I didn't see in myself, right? Like that's a real thing. So, which is why self-awareness is very important in taking a look at ourselves. And in doing this video visibility challenge, it reminded me of in my healing journey, not just the things, the tragedies, the traumas, the challenges, but also the layers in my healing process, right? Those connections really being made and coming to fruition. And it's really stinking beautiful, not gonna lie. So I'm really excited. Again, some of it's new because I just did a bit of a pivot. Um, but yeah, like I can feel some tears right now welling in my eyes for that excitement and that happiness and the joy. And like some things are still remaining the same. There's just some differences, right? So yeah, I'm excited to share that, hence the masterclass. And it's so funny because we talked about a masterclass because I hadn't had one yet. And we talked about getting that together and, trying to really hone in on what Iona calls a STAP, which is your soul tribe avatar persona. Some call it just avatar, right? Spiritual business YouTubers, people, we're all about following our spiritual guidance and our soul, right? So STAP stands for Soul Tribe Avatar Persona. And I was missing that bit, right? Like I kind of had it, but then I jumped ahead and I missed. It felt like I was missing some pieces in that. Excuse me. Was I? Not necessarily. However, the process, right? I have to allow the journey to continue and I have to allow the steps. So I just saw like stepping stones, like walking through it, doing each thing, completing or moving through. I don't even want to say completing because it's not just completing, it's doing and expanding and learning and allowing and all kinds of things, right? But having those stepping stones and taking each step and in that expansion and really building, as Iona talks about, building the foundations, right? So over a period of time, it may come back full circle, as things often do, to where I I'm pivoting in this moment, right? I still love it. It's so stinking cool, and I'm still excited. So there's that. That's the important stuff. I love it. So, and if I haven't said it lately, Iona, thank you. I appreciate you sharing your blueprint, and I appreciate your patience and support in my pivotal moments. So, thank you for that. Mad kudos. I think we covered enough. I'm not going to go super deep into my updated acronym of pray, although you see I put it in here. But again, pray in the morning, pray before you go to bed, protect your energy, release what isn't yours. Those two things are so massive. And appreciate the now, the journey, the present. Like present moment, it really, really sat with me today that the present moment is really a gift. Like the box with the bow on it, right? Present now moment is a present. It is a gift to be in it. May not always feel like it, but as we're clearing out some of that stuff, as we're releasing stuff that isn't ours, that one in itself is massive, we can really get into that and be present and be okay in the present and feel good in the present. Celebrate the present, right? So again, I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Thank you for sharing your time and space with me. Thank you if you hopped in on the live. I know some of you have, and thank you if you come back on the replay. I will see you tomorrow for Self-Care Challenge Day 2 as we cover more about emotions and the sacral chakra and more about pray. So I will see you then. Take good care. So much love. Bye, guys.